Welcome to the hot tubs.
People who I don't really truly love, I don't worry about as much.
They have places like this all over the country.
Rob and I are very much in love.
Too many emotional strings attached.
Oh my God. You're just trying to get your 15 minutes.
I like licking girls' teeth.
Oh my God.
Why did you go home?
Reality TV 101.
You kids have fun arguing semantics. I'm gonna go meet the professor regarding the alien test subject.
Welcome to Vanderpump Robs, a podcast about reality TV. I'm Rob Schulte with my good friend and co-host, Kate Shapiro. Hello, Kate.
Hi.
It's about that time where we talk about only the Valley on an episode, which is interesting. It feels like it's been 17 years since we've done that.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah. I don't think I can dignify talking about In the City, like the reunion.
There is one thing about In the City I want to talk about.
Okay,
and it's this
Kate's going to dignify it, folks.
Sorry. It's this continued discussion about the fucking mom card with Lindsay. Because before the reunion, she posted like a long text post on social media. And it was about like how 6 months after Whitney said that, Lindsay was still crying. And I'm like, Lindsay, are you this tough as nails person who like, you know, can handle everything? Or do you cry all the time? Like, what's your brand here?
Well, I would say it's whatever suits the exact moment that makes her argument work.
Exactly. That's what the mom card thing is really about. I'm using the mom card to make myself right or the victim in the situation right in front of me because I'm not a mom yet, but I'm going to be. And there are some things that like pregnancy has made me really think about in the world. Like, I live in Florida. My parents live in Texas. And I just visited Texas and I was like, oh, I can't do this again because like, what if there's a problem? The stupid abortion laws will kill me before like they help. And the same thing with Florida. Like the maternal health care is like shitty and that I could die at any moment because they're afraid of the abortion laws. And that's just how it is. And like, health insurance is a bitch. Like the hospital that I'd like to deliver at just doesn't take my health insurance. Like there's all these horrible things that you kind of realize when you're a mother and when you're pregnant, whatever. And Lindsay has a big platform to talk about this shit and doesn't at all. Like, then there's stuff she could talk about with single moms, too. And there's things like mutual aid and, like, different organizations that she could post about single moms. And that would make her look great. Like, remember when Sierra, the first thing she posted after the Scamanda stuff broke was Girl Scouts? Like, give money and stuff to Girl Scouts? And everybody was like, what a class act. What a
Interesting.
class act.
Yeah.
And Lindsay doesn't ever do that. Like she has this big platform and she'll never say anything that will at all be helpful or that all brings awareness to anything. And I'm not saying she has to do that all the time, but like, I don't know, this mom card thing, you would seem so classy and Whitney would seem like a horrible person if you were like, yeah, single moms do have it wrong. Here's the single mom card. Donate to this, like, you know, domestic violence or, you know, single mom, like, relief fund or something.
Yep.
But she doesn't because all she cares about is herself, ever.
Yeah. It's strange to me how self-serving, like, not just Lindsay, but, like, Lindsay in this moment is while touting how she's not self-serving. It's like, I don't understand what the argument is, and I'm glad you did dignify the In the City reunion with this because that you make such a good point. She has, like, even if it's all bullshit, she has the ability to go online and make herself look really good while also doing something good. But instead, it all comes with the veil of woe is me, and that's why you need to respect me.
She makes the point, it's like, it's not me, it's all women, and you hate all women, and this is all about feminism. She hasn't visited Danielle's kid, has she, in the NICU or whatever? She hasn't, like she doesn't actually care about other women. She can't use that as an excuse because she doesn't. She has a platform to really, I don't know, make a little bit of a difference, at least $5,000 in donation of a difference at the bare minimum of making a difference. She could fucking volunteer in New York City, but I don't know if she's even like aware. She's just so privileged. And I think that's Whitney's point to begin with. Like, she's so privileged. She lives in New York City. Like, she's never had to think about like, oh, I can't visit my parents. Like, cause I might die. And if I do die, that sucks.
Well, we get a part 2, and maybe she'll turn it all around when we see that one.
This getting a part 2 is too much. Like, what else is there to say?
I don't know. I don't know. But
Amanda, like, there's nothing left to say in the Amanda and West stuff.
The fact that the first half of this, the first half of this was like just continuing Summer House drama.
I did like that, Amanda was talking about something, and someone was like, some random person in the city was like, well, you could do this. And like, Amanda's like, who are you? Like, you're not my friend. Like, and I was like, that's the problem with the show is Amanda's right. Like that person has it was just rehashing all the Summer House stuff, except the Summer House stuff makes sense because we believe they're friends. Whereas these people are all clout chasing. Amanda's hating on Amanda. Yeah. And I love that she doesn't say I love you with West.
Oh yeah. ILY doesn't count, but Illy, I think is what she's saying.
She's right. Yeah. Illy doesn't count.
And I like also there was one point where I think it might have been Kenny, but like Yvonne really dropped the veil when she was like, you guys came in so strong calling us minions, and we had only met you 2 weeks before filming started. Exactly. And he showed up and did his job. He's annoying, but like, that's how you make TV, Yvonne. When you go to the reunion and blow that whole fourth wall off of the building, it's so bad.
It's just so obvious that show is. I've been watching. I told you on, with Molly, but I've been watching the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show pretty obsessively lately, and it's made me realize like a show around a workplace is better in this day and age because there's a reason for them to all be there, even though if they don't know each other. And those girls will do anything to be on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading squad. They will say anything. They will do anything. They'll eat. They won't eat. Like who knows?
I know, that sounds like
they will move their entire life from Australia to Dallas to get paid like $15 an hour as the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. The Bravo people do not have that drive at all, and it's clear. Like, and the fact that they don't want it and that they're completely unmotivated is so boring, and that's why it's compelling actually to watch the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show. It actually seems I believe in them, and when they go on cast trips, I don't want there to be drama. I want them to have fun. I'm like, they work so hard. I want them to have fun. And I was like, wow, I haven't felt that way about Bravo in a long time. Usually I'm like, well, the cast trip's coming up, so I guess someone's going to fight, and that might make something happen. And I'm like, this is so weird. This is
supposed to work.
Like rooting for someone at all.
Yeah. I'm rooting for us, Kate, because our book is out. For pre-order, of course. Reality TV is the devil, and don't you forget it, the unofficial Vanderpump Rules story, which you can, listener, get at realitytvisthedevil.com. We need to discuss this because I'm getting TikTok comments left and right, mainly because I'm posting about it left and right. People want the juice, Kate, and I think this summer is when we're going to have to start giving them little tidbits, maybe stuff that was cut from the book, maybe some things that we're able to read ahead of time. Do we paywall that? I don't know. We'll probably put a lot of it in front of the paywall, but listeners, just stay tuned because we're going to roll out some stuff. We can't give you the whole book, but we interviewed a lot of people on and off the record, and I mean, it's fun.
Some of those things are going to piss people off. And is that good book? Is that good book promo if we start like wars with people, or is it bad book promo? And we treat everyone fairly because we're fair and honest people. But some people just like, you can ask them the most benign questions and they'll have an answer that makes you hate them.
It makes for some fun tidbits. I would say love it or hate it, you're going to want to read it. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But that leads me to my next thought, Kate. what are we going to do this summer on the podcast? Let's put it right out there. Next week, we have the season finale of The Valley, and then we're going to take a little bit of time off. I've banked some bonus episodes with some fun content creators that I'm going to put in the feed, so you'll still have stuff to listen to, folks. But then Kate and I really got to put the pedal to the metal and realize and talk about something that won't drive us absolutely insane. Should we do Viva La Bam? But also, I've already had... Look, answer that question first. Viva La Bam, do you want to do season 2?
Yeah.
I do too. Secondly, Stassi's show is coming out. I don't want us to be required, because I don't want to get into another In the City situation where we're dreading it by episode 12. But I do think we could kind of do what we've done before, where if one of us watches it and we want to tell the other one about it.
I'm a little torn.
Uh-huh.
Just because, and I hate to sound like a woke social justice warrior,
Oh,
but
yes.
Stassi is racist.
That's
I don't
true.
want to watch her fucking show.
Hey, you know what, Kate? Maybe we do put our foot down.
It's hard because we wrote a fucking book about Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah,
We
it's
totally
true.
should. What they did, but Kristen's racist too, and we cover the Valley, but
Yeah.
Stassi's unrepentantly racist.
Well, and to be fair, by saying this at all, our biggest fans are going to really dig in and figure out where we've put our foot in our mouths every single time. But why don't we just look,
How about
I'll probably watch it.
Is it
I'll watch
dropping weekly or is it dropping?
That's the other thing. I don't know if they're dropping all of it at once, like $1 Million Nannies, because it is a freeform Hulu collab.
But that freeform makes me think it's weekly. But I guess $1 Million.
But $1 Million Nannies dropped all at once. So
yeah, I mean, maybe let's watch
play
it first.
Fire.
I'll commit to episode 1. And then
We'll
if
commit to
episode 1 is
episode
really
1.
bad,
Yes.
I don't need to watch it. And it could be something where you watch House of Stassi and I'll watch something else that I don't want to watch. And then we can tell each other about them.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
But the priority on those episodes will be Viva La Bam.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be our fun getaway in the intro.
Christina
will be-
Kelly, too.
Oh, and Katie and Katie's Warped Tour boyfriend are on the show. This sounds great.
She should donate to traumatic brain injury.
That would be a great way to... Anyway, let's take a quick break and come back and talk about The Valley. VanderpumpRobs.com to support the podcast, and realitytvisthedevil.com to pre-order our book. We'll be right back.
That is so threatened by Rob. Threatened by Rob.
You kids have fun arguing semantics.
Kate, it's season 3, episode 17, Guilt Tripping, which aired July 22nd, 2026. Jesse and Michelle take a major step in their divorce. Zack struggles with the decision to have kids with his boyfriend Benji. Kristen and Luke meet with a couples therapist to mixed results and at a mommy makeover photo shoot 5 years after the child was born. Britney and Lala question Kristen's motivation when it comes to Zack and Nia. Oh my God. This is, last episode and this episode could have been edited into any number of previous episodes.
I was happy for you, though, because you got your magic tiki boat in this.
Was it the magic tiki boat?
What other magic tiki boat could it be?
That's so true. Oh, man.
It was such a fucking... It's a pontoon boat. It's a pontoon boat. It's not even that big. I could buy that pontoon boat for $250 on Facebook Marketplace right now with
Kate,
the tiki stuff.
I think you've got another career ahead of you.
A magic tiki boat in the swamp.
Yeah,
in the real Hollywood.
Mangrove tiki magic.
We didn't even get to see any magic.
I
There's
know.
no magic on it. It was just
the magic of product placement.
Cocktails.
Yeah. Oh God. This whole episode was a commercial for Chili's Magic Tiki Boat, Clear Blue, Ozempic, Family Values. What are we
Did you see
doing?
that Janet was like, people think that Chili's thing was paid promotion. You serfs, you idiots. It wasn't paid promotion. Why would it be paid promotion if Zack shit himself in there? And I'm like, don't treat us like idiots, Janet.
Yeah.
Like, there was a 3-second, like, not only did we hear them ordering everything, you could say that's a Bravo thing. But, like, when they talk about, oh, we are going to Chili's. Chili's. I love Chili's. We're going to Chili's. Let's, like, put the camera on Chili's for, like, 3.5 seconds long so you can see where we are. Like, it was so clear that it was product placement. Like,
yeah. And Janet, just because you may not have gotten a check cut for this, someone did. Like, that's why you film at these places. And the fact that Janet was going through the menu, and I know it's cut with her, like, I don't know why Janet hasn't been on Doughboy's podcast with how she's talking about Chili's and how she loves chain restaurants and such. But even down to the point of her being like, yes, I'll get a triple dipper, and we're going to get one with this type of marinara and one with that type of marinara. And then I'm also going to get the buffalo wings. And it's like, I don't care at all.
I was telling my husband, like, we like Flanagan's and Chili's. And,
Sure.
You know, Chili's, fucking, you can get a pretty decent steak at Chili's for, like, not very much money. Like, I'm not saying it's, like, a great steakhouse, but, like, it's pretty cheap. Like, and especially with how expensive fast food is. And good for Chili's on that. But it's sad when your whole personality is liking this, like, liking mass-produced American culture. You're a foodie, but for Chili's, and you think that's funny and ironic or something. The Doughboys are funny. Like, and
that's the other part of it.
Do it, and they have personalities, and that Doughboys is partially about, like, I like going to Chili's, but partially it's about, like, they have personalities and they're funny.
Yeah, that's why the half of a Doughboys episode is not talking about the chain restaurant at all. And so, but like this episode, half of the Valley is talking about a chain restaurant without personality.
Yeah, she doesn't have a good take on it. Like, I remember going on Doughboys and talking about Diet Pepsi and we talked about Diet Pepsi at Taco Bell being better than Diet Pepsi in a can, and like how McDonald's Coke is better than Coke in a can, and like why that is, and going deep into that. But she can't go deep into that because she just thinks the concept of like knowing about marinara sauce is funny.
This brings up my next question, Kate. When should we schedule our Doughboys appearance, being that you just discussed how traveling sucks while pregnant?
Well, traveling to California is not horrible.
That's what I was going to say. We got a little, you could, there's no risk of you dying.
If I die, California, I trust y'all. Y'all. I don't trust, I'm not going to Mississippi anytime soon.
Maybe like a September or something.
I mean, the last time I was on it, I did it in Miami. We did something that was in both places.
Okay. But either way. Look, folks, that's a little bit of behind the curtain, but we have Zack and Benji.
The secret sauce is made.
Yeah, the
Chili's for $8.99, 3 app.
Do we think Zack and Benji are going to break up? It's a non-negotiable for Benji to have kids.
Where are they getting the money?
I mean, that's
surrogates are expensive.
Yeah,
like that's $100K minimum.
Adoption is expensive
for them. And this is a lengthy process. So I understand Benji being like, I can't wait for you to take a year. And I mean,
that was insane.
If I was Benji, I would be pissed because wait, what? Like,
I've uprooted my life under the assumption we're starting a family. And now you're like, give me 12 months to think this over.
Yeah.
Dude, Zack, just say a couple months and then kick the can if you have to. But Jesus Christ, I need a year. That is someone the answer's no. I'm just hoping you'll forget.
Yeah, Benji's not going to forget. He's very tired. He wants kids and he wants them now, which is weird. It's not like his body's going to, wear out and not be able to do it anymore. But he wants kids now. I understand he uprooted his entire life to come here. And
all these people are wanting kids at like 50. It just sucks because this is so like not well thought out.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, cool, Benji's not going to be on the show anymore, and we're getting like single Zack next season.
Single Zack would be great.
The only way I could think that is if Benji convinces him to like make surrogacy their storyline in the show, and if they could get Janet to be their surrogate.
Oh my God. Anyway, we get one of the most exciting scenes I like to see on reality TV, Kate. Paperwork. Cool. A paperwork scene from Michelle and Jesse signing documents to finalize their divorce. Great.
Finally, at least someone's finally gotten fucking divorced.
Yeah, no shit. Do we think the production thinks that like, people are just like clamoring for this resolution? This could have been a side comment at Chili's where Michelle's like, hey, we finally signed the papers. We're actually divorced. And it would have more gravitas than this scene.
Well, I did like that they are like on good terms finally. And they're like, we're closing a chapter of our marriage, but we're opening the chapter of our friendship. And especially in the Valley where nothing is ever resolved. It was nice to see something have maybe a happy ending. Probably not, but at least like they seem both like they want a happy ending. And it also was nice to see divorced parents like make up and be like, you know what, like our child comes first, especially with these group of selfish people. And
no child left behind. That's what I always say.
No child left behind. I thought that this was kind of nice.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I've got a black heart, but
I don't think nothing really ever gets resolved. So we really need to cheer on anything that does. Anything at all. Because the fact that Jax and Britney are 2 years out from their separation.
Oh my God.
And it's like on all of the shows, it's like nobody knows if they're divorced or married. And like, at least this is, wow, someone understands how to get a divorce.
Yeah. That it takes time, but it can be done if you actually go through with it. It's almost as if Britney and Jax don't want to get divorced or don't want the responsibility of having to do it.
Or they just can't afford it.
Well, there's that.
Sidebar. Yeah. Also, sidebar. I am now back to thinking that the Jax and Lori thing is not a publicity stunt because they haven't done it. I've completely forgotten about it. And it happened last week. They've not followed up. Allegedly, but for what?
Yeah, I know.
Is it just going to be a confessional
reactions.
with Britney?
Oh, yeah. It'll be like the tacked on thing at the end of the reunion.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. God. But it would be great if it's Jax coming home and being like, I'm back. I'm back on the show.
Yeah. Oh, you would think that he'd come back with a podcast, anything.
In the mind of a man.
And maybe he may be floating it to Bravo right now. Like, oh, I'm not doing podcasts. Look at me. I'm such a good little Bravo person.
Yeah, I'm also sober.
Waiting for you
Have
guys.
You seen? Yeah.
I'm sober. I like work with I do push-ups for rehab. Like, I don't know.
I would love Jax trying to fake it to them and then like totally coming back as a complete health nut sober monster, like the old heads you see in AA meetings that are just like, I was fucked up, but nothing's better than life now. I swear my life is so perfect. I'm great. Constantly having to leave events where he has like a big vein in his head because he doesn't actually know how to deal with his problems yet. That would be wonderful. Not actually hurting anyone, but like driving himself insane because this is the only job he knows how to do.
That would be good. I don't know. I think this show's going to get canceled.
Yeah. There's no way they can do an 18 episode season. I don't know. The last rating I saw on one of those sites like IMDb, this has 2 out of 10 stars. That's bad.
Not even the stands. I mean, it's a bummer. It's a bummer when like one of the most heartwarming scenes of the whole like season has been Jesse and Michelle getting divorced. Like, and I'm so sick of the same shit over and over again. Every single episode, Luke and Kristen are fighting about the same exact thing. Nia and Danny. I don't care about fucking the Janet shit. Like, people are like, you need to forgive Janet. And like, why? Why does
I don't know.
Even I kind of agree with Kristen. Like, okay, I acknowledge your trauma, Janet, but that doesn't mean we need to be friends. Like, I'm not friends with everyone who has trauma.
I know. Kate, I'm going to take a quick break and we're going to come to the next part of this episode. VanderpumpRobs.com is where you can support this podcast. RealityTVIsTheDevil.com to pre-order the book. We'll be right back.
Jax is so threatened by Rob. Threatened
fun arguing semantics.
Now, we already kind of talked about the magical tiki boat, but I think the whole purpose of this trip was for Tom Schwartz to be like, wow, Luke was a real asshole when we told him about what Janet said and her past experience of being assaulted. And Lala's like, I'm taking this to Kristen.
Yeah, and I think they're talking around like if she knew Kristen, I mean, I think this is what they're talking around. No libel. This is all me speculating, but like that Kristen was abused by James Kennedy. And so she understands if she had listened to Janet, if she would listen, she would get it. 'Cause she's such an empath.
She's an empath, and that's the craziest part about this season is she's an empath, but her powers have been diminished. Maybe she passed them on to her daughter.
17 fucking episodes of Lala trying to make peace. I don't think she can do it. Just fucking who cares? They don't. Neither party wants it. Just stop. Like this storyline is driving me insane.
I saw on Threads someone showing a clip of Kristen on Watch What Happens Live being like, oh yeah, because of what I've seen on the show now, I can't defend Danny's behavior. Yet then they paired that with her on the after show where she's talking so much shit on everyone and supporting Nia and Danny, and then like Kristen went and retweeted it or whatever and was like, yeah, but when we go on the after shows, we haven't watched the show yet. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of the point. Your tone changed when you saw the court of public opinion.
And that's so annoying. Like the way that they just want to say what like the loudest annoying fans think. Like,
yes,
stick by Nia and Danny. I don't know.
Yeah, if that's what you want, do it. Like that's the weirdest part.
Danny's annoying, and you should have known that because he's fucking annoying to be around.
Yeah,
like he's just
what's
annoying.
The surprise
he's an
person. We do jump over to the classic Bravo therapy session with product placement bottled water as well in this one. Hey, something I noticed, and maybe this is my brain, the therapist took the cap off of her water and didn't put it back on. She just like sat there with her open water. And I was wondering if that's like a thing. Is it like more disruptive as a therapist to like be closing and opening your water bottle while someone's talking to you than rather being able to just take a drink from it?
I think probably.
Yeah. So subtle things.
It's sitting next to her
out of the moment. Yeah. Luke's a complete ridiculous fool here because they are openly talking about their trouble and where they've been facing problems ever since having their child. And
not since having their child, since she got pregnant.
That's true.
Which is news to me. Like,
yeah. But I mean, as we all know, life begins at conception, Kate. So just kidding.
I'm sure Luke thinks that, to be honest.
I think so too. But that is weird because Kristen's trying to be like, I don't think he just understands what happens when a woman gets pregnant. Like, I just don't think Luke has that knowledge. And I assumed he did because he's a grown up and that is information you should have.
Well, the problem with how these reality shows approach life these days is they feel like in order to understand something, you need to have a lived experience of it. Like you can't actually empathize. That's the thing that bothers me about all the Janet stuff. It's like, oh, let's like, now that we know that Janet has this lived experience, this trauma, like we're nice to her and we understand it. Like, but I mean, you should just like believe her about Danny because Danny's admitted this and you know it and he's annoying. Like, I don't know. You don't need to know.
You're mad at her because she's rocking the boat in previous seasons.
Yeah.
For his actions.
I always go back to KJ at the Summer House reunion of saying like, West and Amanda really triggered me because my dad used to cheat on my mom. And I'm like, no, you don't need to have like this childhood trauma to like be annoyed by your friends lying. Lying sucks. And like, if they're approaching everything in their life this way, like, of course, Luke is never going to understand what it's like to be pregnant. Even though, like, I don't know, you know what he can understand? Being irritable or like having cramps. I don't know. There's a lot about pregnancy that men can understand. Like,
yeah. Also, this falls right in line with everyone's excuse of like, well, why don't you defend us when Danny's acting a certain way? And like Zack will be like, but he's never done that to me. He's never lied to me. He's always like, they don't have to do something directly to you for you to understand that it's wrong or weird or inappropriate or any other reason. You, since they're all freaking empaths on this show, should be able to understand like, ooh, what would it be like if someone did this to me? That would suck. And they don't do that at all. And it's just a perfect excuse for them to be able to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, they need the direct lived experience to understand everything. And you just are not going to have that. That's why we are complex beings. We can use our imagination and understand something.
You don't say. But they do go to Chili's, but Kristen's not invited and Nia's not invited because of this issue. And we talked about Chili's already, but one thing I think is very interesting is that Zack shits his pants while he's there and blames it on his antibiotics and not the GLP-1s he's been taking the entire season and like bragging about it. That's what that meant. Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't the Chili's. I found that so fascinating. Like, why don't you share? Maybe that's part of his Ozempic brand.
Especially
deal?
when their social media is all like, I'm so open about my Ozempic GLP-1 experience. Like, you're not open about that, are you?
Looks like Britney's been able to kick the vodka long enough to be able to be on GLP-1s and advertise about it now too.
Listen, you can keep drinking. When I was on GLP-1s before my wedding, I went to my friend who's like a total party guy's like 30th birthday. And I was like, I'm getting fucked up and I don't care. And what you can't drink wine because it's too sugary. And you can't drink beer because it's too filling. But you can take shots, which is all it does anyway. And what you need to do is you don't want to eat. That's the problem with GLP-1s and drinking is you don't want to eat. So it gets you really fucked up so that you get like really drunk really fast and it's like uncomfortable. So you like need to like literally get bread and like dip it in water and just like line your stomach with bread, even though you really don't want to eat. You don't want to eat. You gotta do it. You gotta eat those carbs, and then it soaks up the alcohol, and you can get drunk. Believe me. And you know what? Britney knows. Britney knows this already. Like, alcoholic to alcoholic, she's figured it out. Like, you can get drunk. You just can't. It's not a straight, narrow path as it usually is.
Hey, and third alcoholic here, Britney, if you ever need someone to talk to about this, or hey, Kate, if you just let me know. God. But you're right. And I love these little lessons from Kate. I think we're improving upon the listener's experience here because you just never know what someone's lived day to day is.
Well, I see comments all the time about their GLP-1s, like, why isn't she not drink? Or like, how is she still drinking? Or like, GLP-1s make you not drink. Oh, you can drink. And if you're really dedicated to it, there's a way.
If you're dedicated
there's a will, there's a way.
Find a way. Yeah.
I just drank vodka. Well, it was fine.
What's your first drink going to be post-child?
I don't know. I haven't missed. I've thought about my first tobacco product post-child.
my first Newport will be there immediately.
I have this like big bottle of champagne from my wedding that we were supposed to pop on our first anniversary, but like my husband's not a big drinker. But I was like, everyone will be there, and it's like a magnum of champagne. So I figure maybe I'll chill that and have some champagne.
That's great. I mean, it's a time to celebrate. Also, like Britney's, you know what? We're going to take a quick break just because I feel like it. VanderpumpRops.com. Support this podcast first. Reality TV is thedevil.com to pre-order the book.
Jack is so threatened by Rob. Threatened by Rob.
You kids have fun arguing semantics.
So Cruz is 6 years old and Brittany's like, you know what? I'm going to do a sexy photo shoot for my mommy makeover. I don't know. Good for her. I'm glad that she feels like she's confident enough to do this. I don't think that there's anything wrong with this in any sort of way, but it is very like Britney centric for a moment that we actually just want to hear Lala and Britney talk to Kristen.
I hate her. I hate that her storyline is always like, I'm getting my self-esteem back after Jack's second season of that storyline. And like, I'm sorry, but if you're going to get a mommy makeover and like, it's all about the results of your mommy makeover, there's got to be some results of your mommy makeover. And I don't think, I literally think her swelling hasn't gone down.
She says it in the episode. She says that in the episode. Yeah. So,
and I don't think it's ever going down because she's GLP drinking. I know, but she doesn't. And I hate that all of her fucking storylines is about Jax still. And it's just like, he was so mean to me for so long. And like, I know she's talking about him, but I also think she's talking about the internet being mean to her. I mean, she's really mostly talking about her parasocial interaction. She has a parasocial relationship with her mean commenters.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
hey, that could be
direction.
That could be a good thing we talk about when we share some pieces of the book, or a lot of Britney's interactions on the internet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I said, I want to see the Britney party planner show, or I want to see her doing anything. Like, it was nice seeing her with Cruz. Like, he seemed happy in his sensory room and stuff. Like, but this stupid storyline that she thinks she needs to do about, I need to get my self-esteem back by looking exactly how influencers look. I don't know. It's like a self-own. Like, I need to get my self-esteem back by looking exactly how Jax wanted me to look, instead of like what makes me feel good. Like, I wish it was like she goes to a stylist and goes to like get new clothes because she's like 37 and like
wonderful.
Yeah, and she like starts dressing better. Oh my God. Like, cause she's not that bad looking. She's not that fat. It's just what she's wearing is like Shein garbage that everyone would look bad in. I know this because I've been looking for maternity outfits for my baby shower next week, and I don't want to spend any money on it. So like, of course, I've been just getting Shein or like, Amazon fast fashion stuff.
Sure.
I'm like, wow, I look terrible in everything, and this stuff is supposed to be designed for me to look bigger. And
well, there was like
stuff is made of like the plastic bags, it feels like.
shredded newsprint. God. Well, like the whole point here is that Britney and Lala are like, Kristen, it seems like you're guilt tripping Zack to play both sides. And she's like, I don't guilt trip. Nia guilt trips. And then they're like, oh, boom, bomb drops. There it is. And we get Lala being like, Nia's acting like a godfather and suggesting something for Kristen to do. And I was like, no, I think Nia and Kristen are just friends. And Kristen's willing to be dirtier about it than Nia is.
Also, God forbid Zack is held to his own behavior. It has to be him behind the scenes, like turning his dials and making him do this. Like that guilt trip comment, I was like, give me a fucking break, Britney. Like, Zack does this because he talks shit. That's what this is about.
That is Zack's character.
Talk shit.
Yeah. And they also like fold like laundry when confronted about it. That's not exactly how I said it. That's taken out of context. That's all.
I can't believe Kristen folded on Nia so hard like that. She must have been, I don't know. I thought that was like, you can't go ride or die like that and then just suddenly not be ride or die for no reason. Like, you're making Nia look better.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're, especially Kristen, they're like trying to take the moral high ground when it's really just like positioning within the group itself.
Yeah. I feel like production is pushing this whole thing, and Kristen will do what they say. And what they should be pushing is that Britney and Zack are about to fucking kill each other. Is like that thing.
Yes.
Zack will say anything at all. And Brittany's like, we've been friends for 17 years. This is not the Zack I used to know. Like, why can't I say anything? Anytime I say anything, you come and say, I can't say it. And Zack was like, I don't say that. Like,
yeah, I want them fighting so much because, like, I mean, with writing the book, like, he moved out here with her. He has been dying to be on a Bravo show for a hair over a decade. And now he's here and he'll do anything. He will do anything to keep his job on this show.
He'll shit his pants at Chili's.
Shit his pants.
He didn't have to tell anybody about that.
Nope. No, especially months later when they're filming the confessionals.
Yeah. Fight with Britney. Like, it would have been so. That's what I wanted since fucking the first episode, and they're clearly annoyed at each other.
Eventually, Lala visits Kristen to privately talk about Janet, and this is where we get even more of the, like, Kristen, you know what I'm talking about. You've been there, allegedly, maybe someone you were on a show with before, possibly a similar situation happened to Janet. I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. And, like, she asks Kristen to separate Janet's personal experience from everything that Kristen hates about Janet, which might be the hardest thing for Kristen to ever do because she just, like, puts everyone into the little jar and it's like, I hate that right there.
Okay, my question though, why does Kristen have to do this?
That's a very good point. And I think that what we're not talking about is what Lala did all through season 11 of Vanderpump Rules. This is how we keep our job. This is how we keep getting money for our children.
I think the show could go on with two distinct groups. One is like the Janet group and one is the Kristen group. And then there's some overlap with like Britney. Like, I think that's cool if they're fighting all the time. I don't know. I think it's fine. And I think Kristen thinks it's fine. And I don't think they all need to be friends. I mean, some of them need to be friends, but we're getting that. I believe, unlike in the city, I believe that some of these people are friends with each other.
Yes. I mean, some of these people used to be friends, and that makes sense too. And I think it's perfectly fine for Kristen to have a socially acceptable way of putting a wall up and not having a friendship with someone. Like, not being friends with Janet does not condone Danny's behavior. And that's the missing piece to Lala's whole thing here. Now, if Kristen goes off and, like, continues to defend Danny and say Danny didn't, like, to be like the Luke side of it, where Luke's like, oh, Janet's story keeps changing and I've only known Danny to be a good guy, that's different. But if Kristen, like, seriously doesn't like Janet for more than this, she doesn't have to like Janet. And I think that's where I liked
Janet, right? She didn't like Janet.
No, she doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she used to like Janet, like back in the VPR days, but she doesn't like Janet now because I think there was an after show where Janet was like, Kristen was a nightmare because she kept, like, saying she was going to break up with her boyfriends and then, like, coming over to our house crying, and we would, like, have our child there and, like, console her, and then 24 hours later she would be posting about how she's got the best boyfriend in the world, and it would be that seesaw for months. And I eventually was just like, no, just come to me when you're fully dumped him. And she didn't like it when I put up that wall, and we haven't been friends ever since. And that does seem believable.
For the kind of amount of people who, like, these people are always talking about boundaries, and they don't.
Well, at least since like 2020, they've talked about that.
Okay. Lately, they've all been talking about boundaries. I think that's going out the window in the trauma world that we're in. Because now in the trauma world, there are no boundaries. You actually have to accept and like people for all, like, just because they've gone through this trauma and you feel bad and you feel pity for them, you, like, have to put up with them. Because there's some people where, like, I understand that they've gone through trauma and I understand that they, like, have had a hard life, but also I don't want to be friends with them for other reasons. Like, and I think that's okay. Like, I think that's fine. Like, they're annoying and they I don't need to like put up with that. And just because they have that, I can feel empathy. Like, oh, it sucks that you had to go through that. But also like, maybe we should only send each other memes on Instagram and we shouldn't actually hang out. Like, and that's our relationship,
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Kate, I do have to tell you though, Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show, if you're enjoying that, I've been watching the new season of 90 Day Fiancé, which I've never dove into before. This season,
if there's a good cast, it's a good,
It's insane.
Oh, that show can be good because they're only going to be on it for a season or two, So they are not like making this their whole career. It's not about a bunch of people trying to make a show. It really is about 90 Day Fiancé shit.
Oh, God. We'll talk about it once I finish it. But do you have an MVP this episode?
Before we get to MVP, I want to talk about the bomb that was dropped of that Kristen and Luke want to have another kid. I thought this was their miracle baby. Kristen, I hate to say it, but Kristen's a little older, and it seems like having this kid was like a lot. And one thing that you need to be thinking about, like, a kid doesn't need to have a sibling, but a kid does need to have a mother. And if Kristen really had such a bad pregnancy where it sounded like she had depression and it sounded like it was really horrible, like, I was texting you, my pregnancy has been like, knock on wood, like pretty fine so far. And like, it sucks. Like, I can't imagine what it's like for the people where it really, really sucks. And the fact that Luke wants her to have another like baby now when they're going through all these problems. It reminds me of Jax and Britney last season where Britney's like, I want to have another kid. And it's like, you are treating this like a baby making machine. You're so afraid to have like an only child that you're not thinking about like the family you want or to build. It's all just about like focus on having a kid. And I feel like that's what Luke thinks of Kristen, is that this is the machine that makes me a baby, not like a real person.
And it's scary to think that he can't comprehend that that's maybe the worst idea ever.
But like, you can tell that he has this idea in his head. I think if it was a boy, he might have felt a little bit okay about having only one, which is annoying. But I think he's like, oh, I see myself with my blonde kids on the farm lassoing pigs or whatever they do in Luke Land, watching Landman with the family. And
hey, she's going to give him another blowjob in the car.
I mean, it's exactly, he is being Landman. He's like, oh, my pregnant wife, look at a load of her. She's fat and mean. Like, we just have to get it behind us, that like all this pregnancy, then you can go back to being hot and drinking all the time. Like, wasn't that great? And that's clearly not how Kristen is thinking about this. And I'd be pissed if I was her too. Like, the fact that he can't just stop drinking for a while. And that's it. Stop drinking. Like, that's clearly what this is all about. Is like,
guess
you want to go and get
did it for 9 months.
I have one plan to get. I got Olivia Rodrigo tickets in November, so a month after my baby's due, and I told Ken, I'm like, I'm getting blackout at Olivia Rodrigo. Like,
yes,
I have plans to do that. You were taking care of the baby. You can invite your parents over, my parent, like whatever. Like, but I'm getting blackout then, and like I'm in my head, I'm like, that's the only time I plan on like really drinking for a while.
You have to plan to the blackouts at this point, and that's fine.
You can't have unplanned blackouts anymore. I'm sorry, but that part of your life is over for at least 5 years.
Yeah. I'm just going to say my MVP is Zack for shitting his pants.
Yeah, and being open about it. He's really putting it all out there. He's gotten hit by the pole. He shit his pants. He's the one making great television here.
That's true, and that's what we want from here. It's the one like dangling thing that's keeping me onto this show. But we've only got one more episode, Kate, and then we get to have some fun.
How's it gonna end?
I know. Seems like Danny fights with people again. Cool.
Don't again? Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh.
I hope they leave the show. I can't do another season of this.
No, not at all. Well, folks, realitytvisthedevil.com. Please pre-order our book and support this podcast at vanderpumprobs.com, where you can get video ad-free and bonus episodes. We will have another week of episodes of The Valley coming up next, and then we're going to start our new trajectory for the summer. Stay tuned. We'll be back at that point. Thank you. This has been Vanderpump Robs. Goodbye.